Hello all. Okay, in this video, it just dawned on me that tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, so I'd just like to do a video for that. Basically, what I'm going to do in this video is, first of all, say happy Friday the 13th. That's the first thing I'll say. The other thing that I intend this video to be about is to tell you that in the description to this video I will put all the links to the videos I've made regarding Friday the 13th, when I put on the Friday the 13th mask and acted like Jason Voorhees on the Friday the 13th horror movie films that I'm a big fan of. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Friday the 13th, the movies, all of them. I've got every one of them. Just last year, last Friday the 13th, which was, I can't remember the month, was it December or something, or November, I can't remember, but it was last year, it was a Friday the 13th. I thought I would do these videos. It would have been after Halloween, because it would have been after Halloween 2024, because I went into the Halloween shop to get the Halloween, something to do for a Halloween video, and I saw the Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees mask there as well. So I bought that and I wore it. I wore the boilers. I wore a boiler suit, like the way that Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees dresses like. So I sort of like done a kind of my version of the way I would have depicted if I were to play Jason Voorhees, which, as I say, I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th franchise. I've got every single one of the films on DVD. I've watched the Friday the 13th ever since I was a kid in the 80s. I was just really fascinated in that. I enjoyed the Friday the 13th horror slasher movie. Only the Friday the 13th, not so much the blood and guts and that. I'm not overly too bothered about that. What I did like about, and what I still do like about the Friday the 13th movies, is the Jason Voorhees character. The Jason Voorhees, I find it quite an interesting. Obviously, he's a mass murderer, but the character, the actual Jason Voorhees character, kind of intrigues me, and just interested in, want to know more about Jason Voorhees, the way, because he's able to be in one place and suddenly get to another place mysteriously, and it's kept within. It did, like Friday the 13th Part 9 sort of got a bit stupid as far as, I didn't like that one as much, but from 1 to 8 it was certainly Part 1. Well, Part 1 it was his mother, it was Betsy Palmer that played Mrs. Voorhees. She done the killing in that one. It wasn't until Friday the 13th Part 2 that Jason Voorhees actually done the killing in the Friday the 13th movie franchise. But the character, certainly up to Part 3, it was quite, maybe more like down-to-earth, realistic in a way, I suppose. Part 4 was getting a wee bit far-fetched, and then Part 5 and 6 was pretty far-fetched, right the way up to Part 8, where it got really far-fetched, which it is anyway. But Part 2 was plausibly, Part 3 as well, but Part 4 was... But certainly up to Part 8, that was the original Friday the 13th. And then Part 9 was... That's my least favourite. It just got stupid. It was just not my favourite one at all. It was my least favourite one. But I've still got it because I've got the collection. Part 10, well, Jason Goes to Space. That's when it just gets, off the world. But it just gets just silly now. But it's still, all throughout every single part, Jason Voorhees maintained his same character, which I find interesting. I just want to know, I'd like to see more dynamic to the character. I'd like to see him staying the way he is, not changing his character, but more sort of about his character, how he is, the way he is. And I've always sort of been fascinated in the way Jason Voorhees is able to get from one point and suddenly become... It's like, almost like, I don't know, what I'd imagine a Navy SEAL could do, the way he could just get to certain places, and the way he's got that superhuman strength and all the rest of it, but still maintains like a human, well, I like the character anyway, so I've got the whole box set for that. I'm not really too bothered or fussed about all the, you know, the gore, but some of the, I like the headshot he done on part 8, because that kind of like got the adrenaline where the Julius, the boxer, was, the Friday the 13th fans will know this, they will know exactly what I'm talking about. And anybody else that's seen part 8 as well, will, if they remember, they'll know what I'm referring to. But when Julius, the boxer, goes onto the rooftop and starts punching Jason Voorhees, you know, really giving it his best, Jason Voorhees, he basically keeps punching him. He keeps punching Jason Voorhees, and hang on a minute. So yeah, he's on the roof and he's just giving it his best shot to try and it's just pretty smart the way Jason just takes it, and then he goes. Julius says to Jason Voorhees, something like give it your best shot. Give him, you know, asking Jason to hit him back. Because Jason Voorhees is played by Kane Hodder, he's a stuntman actor. But Jason Voorhees, he just grabs him and gives him his best shot. One hit, smashes his head, knocks his head clean off his shoulders, and it rolls right down off the roof and into a bin. And the bin shuts, and the bin makes a kind of grunting noise as it shuts as well. But it's just the whole thing about Jason. He just grabs him once, swings hard once. No, it doesn't even show himself. Just, I mean, he grabs him. Julius's body goes like that because it's like a crane. It's like a grab arm on a crane. It just grabs him, and Jason just swings right back, gives it his best shot, and smashes his head clean off his shoulders. Oh, it's the adrenaline. I mean, some of the stuff, you know, it's quite smart actually. I like Jason Voorhees. Like, you know, in the films, obviously the movie, and a big fan of the movies anyway. So, as it's Friday the 13th tomorrow, because I went to a lot of effort to make these films, what am I like? Make the films? Nah, good it, nah, right. You know what I meant, to make the videos that I made, with me playing Jason just in my own way. I'm going to put the links in the description of this video to all the ones I've done, because as I said, I've done a lot of effort making them, so I want you to see them for tribute to Friday the 13th, I suppose. So I'll put them in the description. Yeah, half of them if you want. I don't really care. I just put them out there to share. I put them online before. I'm going to put them in the description. So if you go to the descriptions, click on whatever one you want, watch them all if you want. It's entirely up to you. And that's really what this video is about. Just to let you know that, tell you a bit about what I've done with Friday the 13th. I've got the whole box set. I've been a fan of Friday the 13th ever since I was 13, I suppose, in 1988. 12, I can't remember, I think it was 86, 87, 1987 maybe was the first one I saw. It should have been, obviously I've watched them all, but that was when I went to get a rented VHS video, and I watched, I think, the first one in, it's either 1986 or 87. I know the first one was made in 1980, or it was released in 1980, but it was several years later that I watched it. But then I started watching, I think, all of them on VHS, and then by the time I caught up, I think it was part 6, I think, that came out. Or was it maybe, I can't remember, but it was much later when I started watching them. I mean, I didn't watch it as it was released in 1980, I was only 5. I mean, legally I'm meant to be, what, 15 or 18 or something to watch it, but I mean, I was, well, in 1988, I was big for my age anyway, so there you go. I was old enough to watch it. Although I wasn't a bit, come on, who cares, man? I was probably a 15 or 18 or something, but I looked old enough to pass for that age when I was younger, because I always looked older, and I was bigger for my age as well, so I didn't get any problems watching it. I mean, it'd be like getting the cinema as well, and you know, that was an advantage, right enough, but you know, obviously legally, you gotta not be able to see these films, but who does that anyway? Come on, I mean, everybody's watched it, even if they were younger, eh? You know what I mean? It's like just a film, it's just a movie, but it's smart anyway. But anyway, I've put the links in the description to this as Friday the 13th, and that's because I didn't really have much more to, I couldn't do anything today. I only realised, I said, shit, it's Friday the 30th tomorrow, I better get something, I know I want to do something with it. So I'll just, links in the description, watch whatever you want. Okay, so happy Friday the 13th. See what else I put on my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.